Hey, how's it going today? It's Frankie and here with Wild Wednesdays. And this movie is called A Working Man. Jason Statham is in it. So you know it's automatically going to be a good movie. All his movies that I've seen have been above 7. I don't think there's been a movie where it's a 7 or below. His movies are just fantastic. I think unless he's not the main protagonist, then maybe it won't be as good as if he's the main character. But this movie was simply sensational again from start to finish. It's not as good as the Ballerina movie I've seen. I don't think anything could top that movie. That for me is the greatest movie of all time. This is probably one of the best movies of all time that I've seen. One of the best. And it's one of the best that Jason Statham's been in. It's up there with the Mechanic Resurrection and the Safe movies. I think that's when he was at his best. But yeah, I'm just going to get straight into it. It's about his character called Levin Cade. Or Levin Cade, I think I'm going to say Levin Cade. And he has to save his boss's daughter from like traffickers. And you could just tell, who these guys are going to be. Because there was a notification at the start of the movie where these guys are sort of like beat the student, assault him, like one of the workers basically there. And they're part of some sort of Russian mafia. And Levin just starts to, just have a fight with them and a scrap with them. Because at the workplace, he just decided he was told to stop at least, and he did stop. And then, eventually throughout later in the movie, the boss daughter Jenny gets kidnapped by this mafia, right, from that in a club. And Levin has to go through like he actually talks to these enemies. He has a smart way of doing this. He gets involved with them, like he has meetings with them set up, such as like the one scene where he has a meeting with like the dude that he's seen at the because at the club, at the back of the club, there's this guy sitting on the like a throne or something, and Levin just sort of just fights all these dudes, and this guy knows that he's like a trained fighter somewhere because you could just tell the way his movements were, his agility, his fighting skills, just everything. And then he meets this guy at the club, meets this guy in some sort of restaurant, and he talks about some sort of burner phone to use and to stash. I don't know what Levin stashed away in like some sort of water, but he stashed something off like a lake or something. Don't know that. I thought it was cocaine, but I don't know what it was. And he has a meeting with that. I think this guy is Doggy, or is it Dimmy? I'm not sure which one. The characters confuse me, so bear that in mind too. Like bear with me. I'm trying to get used to the characters' names. He also had an altercation with someone called Gunny, who I thought was Michael. I don't know where the name Michael came from, but his name is Gunny, and he's sort of like Levin just sort of asks him where it is, and he sort of kills him. Well, he got killed by other gunshots when his like partners come in, and Levin shoots them as well, have a fight with them. This movie it's hard for me to explain a lot of it that goes on, but it's just 2 hours long, just under 2 hours. So I'm going to explain the best I can. There's also a police officer on it as well. I think there's like 2 officers, because there was 2 that came in like at the end, and they were corrupt. One of them was a corrupt officer because Levin was like trapped in some sort of van and he had to get out of it. And this is after he interrogated somebody like in the chair. I don't know who this dude is, but I don't know. I think he was. That's not Dimmy. That's somebody else. But whatever, right? And one of the dudes like uncles, or one of the people's uncles in that. I don't know. It's like a family thing basically. It's mafia type stuff. And yeah, and Levin starts to have a fight with them. Oh my goodness! I mean, when enemies get karma, they hate it. They literally just hate it, especially when Levin sees like this guy hit his wife, and he sort of like gives him a bit of his karma, and he said, "Oh, this second one, that's for your wife." Oh, he gave him a slap and he drowned him as well. I love when he interrogates people because they're so mean. Like you just know Jason Statham's characters are always going to be like, really now? Okay, you're going to be like that? You're that tough? Okay, handle this then. They can't handle it when karma's back on them. That's what I like that's what I love in movies like this. Is the karma aspect of it. They hate it. And the fact that they're calling him a devil, despite them doing devilish things, is ironic. And they got what they deserve. And at the end, they did give up. I'll get into that in a minute. And he sort of runs off into the woods. Just after he gets out from the van, he wants to do is he comes across one of the corrupt officers because they did stop him. And yeah, she's on like the payroll, as Levon, puts it. And yeah, that's before that he got. Yeah, was he? Yeah, he was put in a sort of van, wasn't he? I think that was before the van part, wherever it was. Yeah, because he escaped or something and was on a bike. Yeah, I'm getting confused with the order of the scenes that come into it, but this is a good scene in there. And he then pushes out the van into the river, which I found quite funny. And then the character's been kidnapped, Jenny. She's not like the other characters would just, yeah, they'll kick and they'll just hit and all that time and scream, but she kept her nerve and actually wanted to fight him. Now when she was in the back of the car, she sort of kicked him and they crashed, and then that's when she comes across like the police officer, because she knew there was an escape coming, and she got, into like this mansion or something like that, what you call it. And this mansion part, it looks good on the inside, but it's full of enemies. That's when Levon just starts, he gets all the guns together. Where he put his daughter at, I've forgotten her name, Mary, that's it. I think it's Mary. Is it? That's the name? I think so anyway. But the area that he puts his daughter is like some sort of cabin, and the guy just has some sort of like weapons there stocked up. I think he's because he said it says in the description he's ex-detective or something. I don't know what he is, but he's a construction worker in this. So yeah, and then he sort of stocks up, and this part is beast in this movie, I'm telling you right now. He did save his, I think not his dad, like it's his daughter's granddad, but I think it's from like his wife's side, his wife who passed. Okay, onto the mansion bit now, and he shoots the whole place up, completely shoots it up. This is probably one of the best scenes in this movie. His movies usually get good towards the end. It usually ramps up a little bit, and he shoots like the whole place up. And this is when you see that Jenny just sort of, because she's all chained up to like a pipe, and she sort of fights back as well. She kills one of the enemies at the end. I think her name is Artemis. I thought that was a dude's name really. And then this guy, I think Viper is like, yeah, Viper is one of the dudes. Like Viper's the person in there. I don't know who the guy with the cigar is. I think it's some sort of long cigar. I kind of forgotten these names anyway, but he's like the boss of it. He's either Doug or who is he? I'm getting confused with these names. It's just hard for me to keep on. There's like so many names in the movie like this. But yeah, you watch it for yourself, and then you can just let me know. Just help me recap and refresh and just remind me of names. And yeah, that's when shoots the whole place up. He knives him, and then he has a fight with because he got set up by these dudes, right? The guy he met at the club, it was technically a set. I could see that because he had a meeting with one of the trafficker dudes, and the guy mentioned this. I forgot to mention this. The part in the meeting, the guy was like, "Oh, this guy is a businessman. He's a small potato." Whereas I'm a bigger businessman, so I'm a big potato. A weird analogy. He should have said a big dog. That's usually what they would say, but it was a strange analogy. I thought Levon was going to have a fight with him. I thought it was going to be an altercation. You just know a fight's coming. You're going to expect it from movies like this, especially the movies he's in. So yeah, and he shoots basically rescues her. And there's not need a fight with anybody, by the way. It's so much going on in this movie. You just don't know what's happening. It's too much fighting, too much gunfire. I love movies with guns in it. I just can't help it. Movies with swords don't feel right unless there's like part of swords in it with guns. And fair enough, I'll allow it. But this is better than just having watched movies with swords in them. And he then escapes, but then you see this old dude, and Levon killed two of his sons. I don't know if it's his sons in the van, or I think one of them was in the chair, or whatever it was, right? And then I forgot about that dude briefly. I don't know why. I forgot he had the rest of the enemies to fight. And when Levon and Jenny gets on the bike and drives off, I don't know who this dude is. I can't forget. I never got his name. And he was like, "Oh, the guy skipped with a girl." And the guy with the phone was like, "Well, the devil took, the devil take what he wants. The brotherhood comes first, remember?" That guy wasn't happy. It's weird how it ended like that. Not necessarily ended. It ended when Levon was with his daughter and I think his father-in-law's house, was it? I think his father-in-law, I think. Was it? I'm not sure, but I'm going to say father-in-law for now. ended there, but he didn't kill all the enemies. So they should be making a Working Man 2, so then he can just kill the rest of the gang members rather than the rest of the mafia gang members. I don't know why that ended the way it did like that. Usually all the enemies are dead in his movies, so why they were left behind is sort of a mystery to me. Unless it's going to be a Working Man 2, which I don't know how, because he's practically killed nearly every single mafia gang member there is. So I don't know why it ended like that. I really don't. Please make there be a second. If there is, I'm looking for it, and I'm going to watch it next week, or for next Monday or Wednesday, but I don't think there might be. I don't think I've heard of any Working Man 2 in progress. But yeah, because there was a quote in that movie. There was something in that movie where somebody talked about his arm saying, "Oh, you're a working man." So that's probably why they named it that in this movie. So clever, very clever in that one. If I miss any bits of action out, then I do apologise. There's a lot goes in the movie like this. Just under 2 hours and a lot of detail. And I tell you what, it's a better movie than the movie I watched on Monday, The Killer. Less corny, cringy, better dialogue. Everything about this movie was spot on. This is how an action movie. I'm not just saying because Jason Statham's in it, but the movies I've seen from him, brilliant. I don't know if he tells his producers, directors, and writers to be like, you got to make it full on good throughout. And he suits the role of a fighter in movies. He's got a look of justice about him, and he keeps his cool, keeps his nerve. He doesn't get scared or nervous. That's what the enemies want him to do, and that's what they want him to. And he just plays it perfectly. He could play an antagonist role perfectly, but he's got more of a justice look about him, as I've noticed. I like it. I like his overall demeanor, persona in these movies. It's just fantastic. I can't remember what other movies I've seen of his, but him and Keanu Reeves need to do a movie. And possibly another great actor somewhere as well that is in action movies, because those type of actors combined together, oh, fire. That would just utter fireworks. Probably they're going to make the best movie ever. It could be better, just as good as the Ballerina movie that I've seen. So yeah, they should do. Although there might already be a movie with those two in it. I just haven't seen it yet or noticed it. But yeah, doesn't matter. I'm not going to be going off topic right now. I'm going to be doing the rating now. Let's see, because the rating, I don't want to forget about the rating. I think I've done that once or twice maybe on this channel. Maybe I forgot about the rating once or twice. I can't remember, but I never forget. I really do. So rating for this can only be 1. Throughout. And this is better than Homefront. Homefront just had really good gripping action towards the end, which upped the rating a bit. This movie had just intense action throughout. The dialogue, the way, especially when the bosses, the one that dressed so ridiculously. Bear in mind the guys in the van dressed like Muppets as well, to be fair. Don't know why they made them dress like that. They're like pimps. And bear in mind the guy was like, so you don't know business? You made a girl ruin this guy's face? Don't blame her, she's gonna ruin her face. And that was the same face she ruined at the guy at the hotel, I think, when they were going to, or something like that anyway. But yeah, there's good scenes. Even the enemies taunt each other and talk back to each other. I like that. That's, it's just brilliant. Anyway, rating is 10 out of 10. I can only think of that throughout this movie was a 10. I don't think I saw any discrepancies. Never used that. I don't think I've used that word in this channel ever. I don't even remember. And if I have, then it was probably a long time ago. But yeah, that's a word I should start using as well more often. Everything, it just had everything. I think if anybody gives us an 8, I'll still say it's unfair judgment. This movie deserves, it's just a 10. It's faultless. It's completely faultless. Brilliant to whoever made this movie. Always hashtag the people that made the movie that were involved in making it, because a lot of these movies need recognition. And yeah, I'm going to stop doing those thumbnails. I'm kind of get used to it now, but I need to work on the timestamps. That's all I want on my videos. At least people can know where the rating is really, and people can skip it to that part. They can skip to the middle of the video. It doesn't matter, whichever one you want. It's up to you. But like I said, this movie's a must watch. I recommend this on TikTok highly. Yeah, I'll recommend it everywhere really, but TikTok is where I go for my movie suggestions. But yeah, that's it for this video. 10 out of 10 it is. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like, comment, share the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification below. See you in my next video.